So we're here. We finally made it. The end of 2022. My computer crashed, so I can't do the video that I wanted to do, so we're going to do it the way I have to do it. But I still hope you enjoy it because I'm working really hard on this content. We're talking about my top 10 horror movies of 2022. So this is probably going to be a controversial list. I looked at it over and over and over and I thought, oh my goodness. But there's one thing to note. This is a subjective list. It's my list. It does not have to be yours. If you disagree, it is perfectly okay. Throw me your top 10 list in the comments, especially if you disagree. I'd love to know what other people were liking this year. So to start off the list, I want to say that Terrifier 2 is not on my list because it is far and away my favorite movie of the year. So much so that it's just kind of ridiculous. As you can see behind me, I've got the art mask. I've got VHS tapes here. I got VHS tapes there of Terrifier 1 and 2. I've got 1, 2, 3 posters in my room. It's my favorite franchise. Okay, I've got autographs. I've got all kinds of stuff for Terrifier. So it's just kind of super biased. And I just thought, well, you know, why not just let everybody know how much I love it, because you all already know anyways. And then move on to the other 10 movies that affected me this year, because this was a good year for horror, man. Like, I think the last 2 years, it was hard to compile a top 10 list because there wasn't enough good movies. This year, my top 10 horror movies, it was hard to compile because there was too many. I'm telling you, man, it was a good year. So let's just start off at the top. Number 10. It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Netflix. I know that was a divisive movie, kind of polarizing, but it gave me what I wanted out of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. It was just brutal, violent nonsense, and that's what I wanted out of it. And I thought it was cool that they kind of took the super liberal types and just murdered all of them on the movie. And it was kind of like a tongue-in-cheek thing, and I enjoyed it. Some people didn't, but I liked it a lot. Number 9 was Barbarian. I really struggled putting this movie on the list, but I liked 99.9% of it. The last minute of the movie almost ruins it. But when I thought to myself, would I rewatch it? I kept saying, like, yeah, I'd rewatch it. I really thought Barbarian was overall a pretty solid movie, and it's all you can really ask for with this stuff, man, is especially these days. The end of the movie kind of ruined it, but otherwise, I had to just get over it. And I thought that it was one of the top 10 horror movies of the year. Number 8 is one that I saw in theaters, and it was a very short run, and I was so happy I did. It's called Watcher, and it has the young lady from It Follows, and I believe she's in The Strangers. The Guest. The Guest. She's in The Guest. Starting to become a pretty good actor, and I love this movie. It's a lot of tension, creepiness. This guy's kind of following her around, and then the ending is really shocking and kind of crazy. I really like that movie a lot. Number 7 is one that was really popular. I almost didn't watch it, didn't think I was going to like it, ended up loving it. It is Smile. Number 7 is Smile. I don't feel like it's super weird that it's right next to Watcher, which has the young lady from It Follows. Everybody says that Smile reminds them of It Follows. I don't see it, man. I don't think that it's even remotely similar. I don't like It Follows either, and I loved Smile. But let me know in the comments why you think those two movies are similar, if you do, because that just kind of threw me for a loop. Number 6 is Bones and All. I'm a hopeless romantic, dude. I got it tattooed on my knuckles, dude. I love romantic movies, man. And this is a dark, sad, romantic movie. And it's gory in all the right places. This was a shocker type movie. I liked it so much that I even got the book and read it. Number 5 is X. Dude, again, another movie that I thought was going to be higher up on the list ended up not making it as high as I thought it would be because of what actually came out this year. X is a phenomenal movie. Pearl was a great movie. Pearl being like the prequel to X. I absolutely, positively loved X. And I'm going to throw Pearl in the mix with it too, because Pearl didn't actually make my top 10, but I think I kind of watched those as a double feature anyways. Number 4 was my birthday movie, man. Scream 5 came out this year, dude, and I am a huge Scream fan. My second favorite franchise of all time is Scream. It goes Terrifier, then Scream. So, and it's very close. We all know what Scream 5 was about. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. If you liked it, you liked it. Number 3 was The Sadness. This is a movie that my buddy Josh didn't really care for. It's ultra violent, ultra gory. It is about a I don't know, airborne disease spreading across, I think, Korea, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just, I don't know, man. If you haven't seen The Sadness, go check it out. It is one of the wildest movies I've ever seen in my life, man. Before I give you guys my top two, I just want to shout out Scare Package 2, Rad Chad's Revenge. I watched it 1.5 times, haven't even had the time to review it properly, so while I think it should have probably been on my list, it probably should have knocked Texas Chainsaw Massacre off. I just want to give honorable mentions to Scare Package 2, Rad Chad's Revenge, because I love Scare Package 1 so much that I was extremely excited for Scare Package 2. It came out, it's quite a bit different than Scare Package 1, so it kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. I wasn't sure how I felt about it until I started watching it a second time. It's a really good movie, and I think it would probably rank somewhere around 8 through 10 for me on this list if I had been able to. It just came out, and I was just barely able to even watch it the one time. So, but my number 2 is one that I watched it and immediately was like, yep, this movie is pretty amazing. It is called Deadstream. It was like a 10 for 10 movie. It's about a guy who's like, they poke fun at people like me, man, YouTubers and stuff, content creators, and he's like this content creator who got like canceled or something, and then he pledges to go out to this haunted house and stay overnight by himself with no car keys, no way out, and then just it's an actual haunted house type thing, and it is wild, it is funny, it's bonkers, dude. So if you haven't seen Deadstream, go check Deadstream out. But my number 1 horror movie of 2022, besides Terrifier 2, is, this is going to be controversial, History of the Occult. The reason that would be controversial is because technically History of the Occult came out in 2020, but it was not available in any English-speaking language or in any English-speaking language countries, to my understanding, until like a few weeks ago. I just barely had access to this movie, so I consider this a 2022 movie because I didn't have access to watch it until 2022, and it is a 10 out of 10. It is a perfect horror movie. It is amazing. It's very Lovecraftian, very spooky. It's in a weird square, old school, full frame ratio. It's filmed in black and white with some weird color stuff dropped in it. It is a very unique movie. It is wonderful. This list is such, I love this list. This list of movies is amazing. This year has been so far and away better than the last handful, man. It's technically like my top 12, I guess, really. So let's go over the list one more time just to round out the video. So number 10 would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix / Scare Package 2, Rad Chad's Revenge. Number 9, Barbarian. Number 8, Watcher. Number 7, Smile. Number 6 would be Bones and All. Number 5 is X. Number 4 is Scream 5. Number 3 is The Sadness. Number 2 is Deadstream. And number 1, my favorite horror movie of the year, aside from Terrifier 2, is History of the Occult. That movie was absolutely amazing. And I want to shout out to Damien Leone and David Howard Thornton and just congratulate them again on the massive success of Terrifier 2. I love that movie so much. I've got like 7 steelbooks. I got 2 copies of the 4K. I've got, dude, I don't know, like 10 VHS tapes coming. And a lot of it's going to be for my shop. But I put my money into this movie. I spent already over $1,000 on T2 merch. So I love those guys and what they're doing, and I just so appreciate it, man. It's exactly what I love about horror is what they did with that franchise. So congratulations to them for just having a really successful year. I hope their movie ends up on other top 10 lists. It absolutely should. It was always going to be my favorite, but this year had just a smorgasbord of amazing horror movies. Thank you for hanging out with me for a few minutes. Thanks for all your support this year. We got Horror Hangout monetized, which is a big deal because I do this for a living. And, you know, thank you so much. We got lots of cool guests in the future. Other actors. I think David Howard Thornton's coming back on. My wife's going to be doing some more content with me. My son Bricken has now jumped into the horror genre, so he's going to be doing some content with me. And I've got just a bunch of guests that I can't really talk about yet. And some of them are famous, some of them aren't. But lots of cool things happening in 2023. So thank you so much for your support. I love you all, man. I hope you have a happy new year. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourself and everybody else, man. We'll see you soon. Peace.